Hola, voy a hablar sobre 06.06. Es bueno cuidar a los animales. Okay, so this is again in our Model 6. My environment is the theme. And it's 06.06. Es bueno cuidar a los animales. It's good to take care of animals, is your title here, up at the top. So, es importante, this is the very beginning of the lesson, 06.06. Es bueno cuidar a los animales. All animals play an important role in the ecosystem. Get ready to learn why animals are important. So you've got your cerdos here, your vacas, gallinas, y caballos. All right, so this is your opportunity to grab your note guide. You open it up. Ooh, it's not letting me in there. Let's try it again. Let me pause. Okay, if you open up your note guide in 06.06, it's going to have all your new vocabulary. You can write it in Spanish. The English is right here. The Spanish is right here. And you can draw an image to jog your memory. Is another format to create your study guide. Then you're going to have impersonal expressions. And so this is going over all the content that's going to be in this lesson. And it's your opportunity to grab it and take notes on it. You can print it or you can save it and use it to study that way. If you print it, you can write on it. If you save it, you can edit it as a Word document. Okay, so going to the next section. You have las especies comunes. Algunas especies comunes están muy cerca de nosotros todos los días. La gallina con sus pollitos, el gallo y el cerdo pueden ser parte de la biodiversidad que puedes encontrar en una granja. El caballo, la yegua y la vaca también viven en algunas granjas. En la granja les puede dar de comer a estas especies comunes. Prepare to learn more about these common species. Okay, so if you want to see what the English is of that paragraph, you have the opportunity to open it up in English as well. So below this section, this is always how your new vocabulary is presented. So if you open this up, you'll see that you can click through all your new vocabulary. And there's 3 ways to look at your new vocabulary. You can hear it, speak it, and see it. So your vocabulary word is estar afectado. Be affected is the phrase and the verb phrase. So it says, algunos animales están afectados por la deforestación y la caza. Okay, so let's listen to it being spoken.
Estar afectado.
Estar afectado. Okay, you can open up and test yourself. So this is your opportunity to actually practice your pronunciation. Estar afectado. And it'll grade you. It's also, so this really will grade you. If you say it really wrong, it will tell you that what it thinks you said. So if you see this, estar afectado. Yeah, so it'll say you thinks you wrote estar afectivo. So it's a very good tool to help you with your pronunciation. So don't miss out on using it when you can to help you with your Spanish pronunciation. So again, you can see the word, the new vocabulary word. You can hear it if you listen to this audio, and then you can also practice the pronunciation and the vocabulary with this function here. So, and then when you get to, you can click through, and this is how you present your new vocabulary here. All right, let's go to the next section. I think that's it. Oh, this is also another way To see your vocabulary, you can click here and it'll open up. It's just a different. So more practicing your vocabulary, more words presented in the more pictorial, pretty format there. Okay, so let's go to the next section. That's all your new vocabulary. Now you're going to move on to impersonal expressions. This is your new vocabulary, new grammar. So impersonal expressions, when talking about things that are possible but not certain, like opinions, recommendations, or wishes, you can use the following impersonal expressions followed by the infinitive. So you have the example of, these are all your impersonal expressions in Spanish. These are all your impersonal expressions in English. They go one-to-one. Es difícil is it is difficult. Es bueno means it is good down here. So you have these different phrases they're presenting. To use impersonal expressions, you may use the following formula. You use the impersonal expression plus the verb in the infinitive. The infinitive is the unconjugated form of the verb. So you use the following examples to help you understand how to use impersonal expressions. So impersonal expressions are kind of when you're expressed, they're not your personal opinion, they're not somebody else's opinion, they're just kind of, it's impersonal. I don't know. I'm having a hard time describing it. But so an example is, es importante conservar la biodiversidad. Okay, it's important. It is important to conserve biodiversity. Another example is, es bueno cuidar a los animales que están afectados. It is good to take care of the animals that are affected. So it's an impersonal statement, impersonal expression. So these are all your examples of them in Spanish here and in English over here. Lots of examples. So your Gramática Nueva, your new grammar, is talking about new regular verbs in the future tense. Okay, when you want to express what will or shall happen in the future, you will need to use regular verbs in the future tense. To form the future tense, you use these endings. So for AR, ER, and IR verbs, so all the verbs, you're gonna when you conjugate it, the yo form is an E with an accent, the to form is an A accent with an S, and so it's a as a. Then the nosotros form is amos, vosotros is eis, and the ellos, ellas, ustedes subject pronoun form is an, the form of the verb. That's your ending. So here are some important things to know about the future tense. All regular verbs that end in AR, ER, or IR have the same endings. That's what they're expressing up here with this chart. Instead of dropping the AR, ER, or IR endings from the regular verb, you add the ending to the infinitive. There are accents on every form except for nosotros. So if you look up at this chart, all of the endings have an accent on the first letter. Some notorious irregular verbs like dar, ir, ser, estar, ver, conocer, and volver are not irregular in the future tense. Thank goodness. Check out how the future tense looks in some sample sentences. Okay, so you have hablar. So you have hablaré mañana con mi familia sobre la importancia de la biodiversidad. Here's your example of aprender, which is like to learn. El próximo mes aprenderé más sobre las especies comunes. Dar, Ana les dará de comer a los cerdos esta tarde. The best part about this form is that you don't have to conjugate, you don't have to take off the AR, ER, or IR endings. You are really just adding these endings to the end of the infinitive. So for your example, like here, you have hablar, and all you're doing is adding the E with an accent. So it becomes hablaré. Okay. Same with aprender. You have aprender with the E with the accent there. Aprenderé is future. Dará, like, is future. It's got the infinitive plus the verb with the word ending with the accent. Ser is the same way. El mundo será mejor si lo cuidamos. Okay, so Here is more practice here with future phrases. So you can click this link right here and it's going to give you more phrases that indicate the future. And again, always refer back to your note guide to take notes. Let me make sure I don't have enough time here. Okay. So your next section is practicing the new vocabulary and the vocabulary and grammar. So this is a quick game you can do and test yourself on there. Then the next section is talking about los animales de los países hispanohablantes. ¿Conoces a los animales llamados el castor y el oso hormiguero? El castor no es un roedor y el oso hormiguero se ve diferente a los osos regulares. Hoy aprenderás sobre unos animales muy interesantes. Prepare by using las estrategias antes de escuchar. Okay, so this is your verbs and your vocabulary in English. This phrase, this whole paragraph in English. Okay, so you're going to be talking about the capybaras, the beavers, and the tapir. And you can read about each one of those. You can listen to the text or read it. You can just click this and you can learn about capybaras.
Hola amigos, me llamo Miranda y soy chilena. Mañana visitaré una reserva de animales en Chile. Veré caballos, vacas, cerdos y hasta uno de los roedores más grandes del mundo, el carpincho. El carpincho vive en América del Sur y otro...
Okay, so you've got these and you can self-check yourself on what you heard and what you read. Make sure you did good comprehension. Okay, and then you go to the next section. And now, again, it's another review game. And you can work on the review game and test yourself. And that is the very end. So by now, if you went through the lesson, you should be able to use written and spoken vocabulary related to common animals, identify and use regular verbs in the future tense, and recognize similarities and differences in animals from South America and the United States. So that is the end of 06.06, this lesson. And then now it is time to move on to the assignment 06.06. So if you have any questions while you're working through that, or you have any problems or concerns, if you need any other help or resources, please let me know. I'm happy to help. And just keep in contact and let me know what you need. I hope this was helpful. Have a good night.